On today's episode, we dive into the road to PGF.
A gi school dominating a no-gi organization.
We dive into some of the Nate Diaz versus Brendan Schaub drama.
Take a shower. Andrew Wiltse, you asked for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Happy Halloween. My name is Kenny. I'm here with Mr. O's Nation, 101K himself.
101K.
Matt Vega.
Pretty wild. Yeah. Guys, someone told me to say this. And it is Bon the fuck Jor, which translates English to French. What the fuck is up, everybody? Bon the fuck Jor. Hey, again, I just went live, but I'm going to tell everybody here, I'm so appreciative to you guys. Now, I look like a real fuckboy. I look like a way cooler version of John Danaher, if you're looking at me right now. Not as technical. But this is the Halloween episode, so I'm trying to be a jiu-jitsu fuckboy for Halloween. Okay? So, that being said, 100,000 followers. Some people doubted that I was going to do this, and what am I doing? Midlife crisis, 100%. Still did it anyways, and we made it to this point, and that's because of you guys following me, and you guys being supportive of me, and you guys sending my shit to the moon. So for that, I am just very, very appreciative of everybody who's even shared or liked or, shit or, commented or fat shaming me. Anybody who's ever helped push my algo any which way, I appreciate you guys because of you, I'm starting to make a little money on social media, which is insane that I can actually do this. And again, that's from you guys. And from the bottom of my heart, if you didn't see the Instagram, I'm very, very appreciative. It's pretty crazy.
Also, shout out to Clayton over at Level Black for sending out these super fly fucking Rashi kits and gis that we got this week.
Man, he always keeps us dripped.
100%. This is the CJI Andrew Tackett special.
This is Bret Hart special. I'm a wrestling fan, Kenny. You have no idea. The pink and black is Bret the Hitman Hart.
Oh, for sure.
Who was the GOAT WWE wrestler, WWF, back in my day wrestler of all time. My favorite of all time.
Yeah.
That's my guy. So pink and black, dude. I already plan on taking a photo in this at the gym and then putting the Hitman music over it and then dubbing some cool glasses over the top. I already plan. I'm already wheels are turning.
You got a leather jacket?
No, I don't. No.
That's where you're missing out.
Those I don't.
Yeah, the mullet was coming. The mullet, you had a.
I had a look there for a second. It's coming back. We'll be a little mully during PGF here next 2 weeks.
It's brought to you by rollpay.co.
It's not role play because that's something different. It's role pay. And if you're using role pay, you're going to save your gym $700 to $1,000 a month in credit card transaction fees.
RollPay offers credit card transaction processing and gym management software to help your gym save money.
On the other hand, RollPay also helps underprivileged jiu-jitsu students achieve their goals because 10% of every transaction goes straight to a kid who needs help in the jiu-jitsu industry. Over 250 gyms have already signed up and they're saving right now.
Check out rollpay.co/OS and save today.
Guys, here's why your hormones suck. If you're listening to this, then chances are you may be one of countless guys who are struggling to see the results they want in the gym, in the mirror, or even in the bedroom. Most guys are focused on testosterone. However, that's only 50% of the answer. Without adequate growth hormone and its end result, growth factors, you can't optimally absorb the testosterone you have, no matter if it's synthetic or natural. That's where BioPro Plus comes in. BioPro Plus fills in what you're missing out on to help maximize your performance in the gym and even how you look in the mirror without any needles, side effects, or doctor visits, all at a fraction of the cost of synthetic treatments. Over the last few years, BioPro Plus has been taking the medical community by storm as a faster, easier to use, and 100% safe alternative to prescription HGH and peptide treatments. It's become an underground favorite for professional and combat sports athletes and has been featured in Men's Journal, Muscle and Fitness, and even venture capitalist magazines. Simply put, BioPro Plus is getting real guys, real results really fast. Check them out and enjoy your new look on life.
So this is the last episode before PGF, which got a little shine on the Rogan podcast this last week from Eddie Bravo.
Saw that, dude. That's pretty cool.
Eddie Bravo is next month in December, or not next month, but 2 months from now in December. He's doing a week-long jiu-jitsu vacation. And remember when we were speaking to him at PJF last summer, or not last summer, but April? When after the finals, Matt and I interviewed Eddie Bravo and we're talking to him about his thoughts on PGF. And he said, this feels like a jiu-jitsu vacation. I've been here for a week watching world-class jiu-jitsu, and it's the most fun I've had on vacation my whole life. That moment inspired him to actually create a jiu-jitsu vacation. So he's got a week-long vacation in Cancun at a resort that you can buy, all-inclusive, hotel room, food, drinks, the whole nine. And during that week, he has an EBI going on. He's got a Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds going on. And then he's got the rest of the week is all seminars. So, Eddie Bravo saw PGF, had a blast, and then went and created a jiu-jitsu vacation, not a Costa Rican retreat. Like, we're talking full-blown resort, party, yes, jiu-jitsu seminars and whatnot, but also 2 phenomenal events as well. So, PGF,
that's so cool.
Yeah, PGF is just touching other brands.
That vacation is for the boys.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Unless your chick is down to train and she's into the jiu-jitsu, that is legitimately for the dudes, because your girl is not going to want to be like, hey, honey, I'm going to go to a so-and-so seminar. I'm going to go.
Right. Yeah.
She's
in Cancun. She's going to want to do Cancun things. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to go roll.
She's going to be like, I can just see the stitch already, which look at, this is how my brain works. Okay. I don't know if you've seen these viral clips of like these girls like jump over the phone and they're at the beach and they just want to show their ass and they're in thongs.
No.
Have you seen that?
No.
But they're like, come on. And they run and jump over and they come back and they get their husband and they jump over again. Have you seen those? Any of those?
No.
That's a no. Anyway, there's these videos.
No,
there's these videos where these women, they set their phone in the airport. They stand it on the ground from ground level and they run, they jump over it. And as they jump over it, they're all out. It shows them like running away from the camera on the next clip and they're in the thong bikinis.
I've seen some like, not in the thong bikini. I've seen some where it was like people getting married and stuff like that.
It's how girls get clout for showing their booty cheeks. At least that's on my algorithm. Anyways, the jiu-jitsu one, you just jump over and there's like in a gi.
Right.
And just the wife's just crying in bed. That's some kind of stitch I would do. Because when I go on vacation with my wife, I'm not trying to pop a rib. I'm not trying to blow my back out. I'm trying to, okay. I'm trying to get it in, you know, I mean, I was going somewhere, but you know what? My wife's starting to listen to this. So I got to watch what I say. I'm trying to have fun on vacation. I'm not trying to hurt myself. Let's just say that.
Right.
Wow, that could have been bad. See these glasses, you know, B-Max, right? You wear glasses on the podcast. You start being really aggressive.
Yeah. You can say things with them on that you can't say otherwise. And when you take them off, babe, that wasn't Matt. That was fucking, that was
soft tea. That was soft tea, Matt. He's different.
Soft tea Matt is spelled different. Which
is getting me in trouble now. Even on my insurance, they're like 1 T or 2 T's, and I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm like,
he doesn't know how to respond officially.
Right. I was just talking about it on the live. People brought up Andrew Wiltse. And my take on it, Kenny, is originally when he started doing all this crazy stuff, I was like, look, this man is obviously having a mental breakdown, schizophrenia, whatever. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to diagnose the guy what he's got.
Right.
But
some people are saying it's drug induced. Some people are saying it's a manic episode.
He's lost it. He's not mentally stable.
No, he's fucking gone off the deep end for sure.
You know what I mean?
Right. And we've had memes prepped for this, and I think you in good faith made a decision where you're just like, hey, we shouldn't touch on this because this could end bad, and we don't want to be the guys that made fun of somebody that were. That
being said, though, now that being said, and he doesn't know who we are, and it's not like I want to be on his radar because I really don't care. But that being said, the man has a big platform. 50,000 followers plus, and it's probably growing because of what he's saying.
Right.
He's using it. He's weaponizing his platform to bury people.
For sure.
And that's bully tactics. I don't care if you're nuts or not. That's bully.
I don't think it's going. I don't think it's affected anybody. I mean, he's going after,
because I think everybody knows he's nuts.
Right. Yeah. He's gone after DeBlas, which DeBlas was just like, I'm praying for you, brother. Best of luck. You know,
you can't go after a guy and then say, I'm coming to your house, and then say, hey, who wants to hit me up? PayPal me some cash. Yeah, that doesn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, here's like, I'll be there tomorrow. Hey guys, you guys want to send me some money? Like,
yeah,
he's giving crazy homeless guy energy. It's like, I just gave this guy says hungry. I give him a fucking burger, and he's like, fuck your burger. I want fucking booze. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he's giving that kind of energy, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's
so
out of his fucking mind right now. As far to kind of put the Andrew thing to bed, I hope the best for the guy. I don't see this ending well. He's probably going to end up locked up, if I had to guess. And I'm
not initially trying to. What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to make content about him, but he's making it really fucking hard not to.
Right.
Because I just think he's not a very good person.
I agree with you. And that's the thing. He keeps going off on saying that other people are not good people, and that's why he's going after him. But then he's also started to call himself a deity. He's like, I'm a god. Like, the guy's out of his fucking mind. So,
yeah. So, fair game, dude. You want it. It's coming now. That's my take on it.
So, yesterday we had a UFC card that took place at like 8 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. And there was a lot of good fights, but I think we all know the two that we probably want to talk about the most. But the Max one, I'm kind of over. The Khamzat Whittaker fight, first round, rear naked, chin break. What?
Originally, I thought it was the downward elbow. And then the rear naked, because he already like popped the jaw free. But then when I saw the picture, he just went right through them teeth.
Yeah. That's wild. And it was so fast too. You know,
obviously he didn't get around the question, is Khamzat squeeze that good, or is the UFC dental plan not that strong? You know what I mean? Like, because those teeth gave away pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we've only seen Khamzat really tested once. And I think that put a lot of people in doubt for this fight, thinking that he was going to have a really tough time with Whittaker. And he walked through him like it wasn't anything, bro. Like he did not look like he was facing a champion.
I don't know. I don't know. Are we catching Khamzat peaking, or are we catching Whittaker on his downside?
Or a little both.
Right. So it's like, you know, we saw Duplessis did this to Whittaker also, which people think that Khamzat's going to get walked through. You know what I mean? He's just going to get walked through by, Duplessis is going to get walked through by Khamzat. Khamzat's this guy's going to walk through everybody. Well, we've seen Khamzat struggle.
Right.
So
it'll be a good
styles
fight.
Make fights.
Right.
And I know you said, I don't want to, I'm over Max. No. We can't. I know everybody don't want to talk about it because everybody loves Max Holloway.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I love
we didn't
Max,
talk about it.
But I just, to me, Ilia is not a needle mover for me. He doesn't interest me as a fighter. So when I see him, like him being champ doesn't like it. It's not a draw for me. I don't care either way, if that makes sense. And that's just me personally. You know?
So you're just not a Topuria fan?
I'm not. Definitely I'm not a Topuria fan. I wouldn't say that I'm a hater. I have no real interest. You know what I mean?
A guy who just, you don't like guys who just knock everybody out? Volkanovski and Holloway's a pretty good freaking little stack there, dude.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from the guy. It's just, again,
and for a lower weight guy to finish, it's pretty crazy.
And I say this too, I know a lot of people feel this way about O'Malley as well. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like O'Malley. O'Malley's knocked a lot of motherfuckers out. People don't like him. O'Malley's not a needle mover for everybody. O'Malley wants to be a Connor.
Is that the fight? Do you think that's the next fight? O'Malley Topuria?
No, I think it's Volk. I think Volk. The fight with Ilia and Volk, I don't think it was. I don't want to say it wasn't fair. It was a fair fight for sure, but I think that Volk did it way too soon. He needed to recover more from that loss from Islam.
Yeah.
So hopefully, and then Volk is also.
I can't do it, B-Mac. I can't do it, man. I'm blind over here.
Volk's also coming up in age as well, so it's just like, you know, I don't think we're seeing prime Volk versus prime Ilia. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's tough. I think that a lot of the divisions are in kind of a wonky spot right now.
Yeah. I mean, we said a couple episodes ago, there are stars. There's no stars. Right. You're like, I'm a Pierre guy. Who else we got? Like, you're right. We're building right now. There's not really much. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And I think that this is either the last Jones fight or the second to last Jones fight. This one coming up. So it's like, you know, that's our era's gone, you know, GSP's gone, Cowboys gone. Like anybody that we had a real genuine interest in, you know, in our era is pretty much going away at this point. So,
yeah. But I mean, that's what it is. You know, you can't be an old guy saying back in my day.
Right.
Until that happens. So we're just becoming old. I watched a hype video on Facebook. Yeah, I'm that old. I'm on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook and a hype video before Tito Ortiz versus Ken Shamrock today. And I got all about it, dude. He's like, this isn't WWF. I'm like, yeah, get him. I thought Ken was going to whoop his ass. Then all of a sudden Tito puts hands on Ken and I'm like, retrospect, I'm like, dang, how bad of hands did Ken Shamrock have if Tito put a boxing clinic on him?
Right.
But that was like the new era versus the old era.
Right. Yeah.
That
Ken
was
Shamrock was like
Holloway. That was Holloway versus Topuria right there back then. And then
Shamrock was the end of that first era of UFC.
Yeah. The OG area.
Right.
Era.
Right. The no fucking weight class era.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Schaub versus Nate Diaz drama.
And you look at, I get it. A lot of people don't like Brendan Schaub because who he's got lucky to be friends with. And they feel like people have used their leverage to hype them up or bring them with, right?
Yeah.
You're like, man, you just got a comedy show because you're friends with Joe Rogan and you got this, kids, that. And like, you're like you say, he just finds new hobbies all the time. And you know what I mean? I'm a fan. I like Brendan Schaub. I've been a fan. I liked him when he was on a Fighter Kid. Now, yeah, I don't know what he's done outside that I don't see. I've heard things.
I like a OG Fighter and the Kid, like when it was on Fox or when they first separated from Fox, you know, when they first went to their new studio and whatnot, when they just got their producer Chin and all that. I liked Fighter and the Kid at that point. And then I would say they had maybe a 1 to 2 year run after they left Fox where they were like, it was quality. They were pumping out episodes. They had great guests. They had good banter, good back and forth. And then after the Callan, that's when I kind of saw things change for Brendan. After the Callan allegations happened and the show took a hiatus away from Callan, and then he did the Fighter and the Kids where he brought those other two comedians on, and then he was really like guest heavy because he didn't have the Callan dynamic to bounce off of. Then I started to see Brendan jump from hobby to, you know what I mean? And it was just like, it's like every like 6 months, like if you don't watch Fighter and Kid for 6 months and you go back and watch it again, it's like Brendan's a whole new person at that point. He's got new hairstyle. He dresses completely different.
He's always been that though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's always been,
to me,
he's also the guy that gives himself nicknames. And that's always been a weird thing to me.
Nicknames are earned, they're not given. You know, you don't just get a 1T soft T on your name unless you've earned it, right?
Yeah, you gotta earn that shit.
So I mean, look at. I think he's played this game almost perfectly. Granted, what he's been accused of outside of his potting,
right?
I don't know if that's true or not, but you know, he's marketing himself. Now, did he overstretch himself and have way too many shows? So now all you do is see Brendan Schaub all over the place, and you're like,
he had the,
and you're just like, dude, if he would have just kept it Fighter and a Kid, it would just stay funnier. But you stretched your comedy so far that you're diluting all your products.
Yeah,
I don't know, but is that a money move? Is he making more money that way?
He had like 5 pods.
I know, but is he making more money that way?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Like, I'm sure if look at people love this so far. We're getting good reviews. If Matt starts a fucking, Matt and Kenny start a PGF podcast, and then Kenny does, the freak hour or something with the freaking, you know what I mean? And then like we really dilute ourselves and we're everywhere. It's going to grease our pockets.
Okay. So,
but people might be like, I'm tired of looking at these fucking guys.
So I think the same way that you could do all that without diluting your product is what Segura's done, where they have essentially created the Your Mom's House network, and then they host other people's podcasts that they enjoy on their network. So now they're still building their brand, but they're using other personalities to do it so that Tom and Christina aren't stretched thin and doing too much to where they're oversaturating the market. Does that make sense? I think Brendan just oversaturated the market, and it was just like, that's the thing. But
the market was so new. It was kind of like jiu-jitsu is right now for us.
Yeah. It was new.
There was no MMA podcasts. Right. There was you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so he had that with Fighter and the Kid, and that's what was cool about Fighter and the Kid initially, is it was, Callan is an MMA fan, then you got this MMA fighter, and they had a good perspective. And then because Callan was a comedian, there was like some comedic factor to it and whatnot. It was a great dynamic. The problem is that I don't think Brendan has that dynamic of a personality, so when he stepped away, or not when he stepped away, but when he did just the second pod, just the Big Brown Breakdown that he was doing with Showtime, that was more just fight centric, and it was just him, kind of a talking head, kind of like the Chael, the bad guy, Inc. or whatever, and it worked. It wasn't until he started doing the partnered podcast with Theo, and so it's just like, now you're doing the same thing that you do with Callan. You just have a different guy you're doing it with. And it became too much of that, because that was literally the same basic product, just repackaged multiple times.
And I guess too, that's why it's a balanced podcast, because you feel one way, I feel the other. I feel like we should not judge a guy for wanting to be something more than just a guy who talks about fights.
No, I agree with you.
What I mean? Like
it was too much, it was
right.
Like King and the Sting was essentially just an extension of Fighter and the Kid, because Fighter and the Kid stopped being about the fights, if that makes sense. Once Callan kind of went away, he just kept having comedians on because they're funny and they're entertaining. So then he dove headfirst into comedy. So then it tried to become like a comedy, funny podcast. And then he tried to do the same thing with King and the Sting, and he tried to basically rebrand this. It was repackaging the same product over, but just putting a new label on it. But the problem was he wasn't doing it like ending one and starting a new one. He had 3 different podcasts that were all essentially the same podcast, just with a different co-host. So that's where
it comes to the Nate Diaz situation.
Yes.
Back to on topic. And a guy, Brendan Schaub, some people say, has not got a lot of W's lately. I think he got a W on this one, because the reason it happened was, yes, 8 years ago, they had a little McGregor fight. They had a little altercation because Nate was trying to fight McGregor again. And Brendan said that, McGregor won a couple rounds. You know what I mean? And I guess on the cards he did, because Mayweather was setting a trap, obviously, right? For later in the rounds. But, so they got a little spat. So there's history there. But Brendan was just coming after, one of his partners had CTE. Why is his head name taken slip in my mind right now? Big heavyweight. Shane Corwin. Shane Corwin had CTE.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's one of Brendan's top training partners. And Brendan was getting emotional about he's going through some real shit right now. Right. And everybody's like, well, Brendan, you should just give him money because you're successful. Right. And we don't know if he has or not. I'm sure he probably did. You know what I mean? We don't know. But, that being said, he was just like getting emotional talking about his friend, as I would get emotional talking about if something was happening to you. I'd probably get emotional.
Yeah. And I don't think Shane's issue is he's broke. I think Shane's issue is he's going through some mental shit right now due to
he can't
CTE.
Focus.
Right. So money's not just going to fix it. You know what I mean? Like he's hurting because his health is declining in a real big way. And he's becoming, you know what I mean? Like when you start to like like lose your mind like that, or like lose your thoughts and stuff, or you start to have like memory loss and stuff, like you're becoming a shell of the person that you were. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like when someone gets dementia. You know what I mean? You go to see your grandparent, and all of a sudden they don't know who you are, and you're like Grandpa, it's me. And they just look through you because you're a stranger to them. They don't recognize you. That's the heartbreaking shit. You know what I mean?
And then Nate Diaz, called him a pussy.
Yeah.
For crying, which, you know what I mean? We've had some emotional moments on here where we almost cried, but whatever, dude. Like, I've met Nate Diaz in person. Nate Diaz, hit my boy up for $20 after his McGregor fight because he didn't have no money for an $87 acai bowl. And I'm just like, this guy is like, he is what he is. He does hang out with his mob of people and all that kind of stuff. But if it was one-on-one, I don't think Nate Diaz stands a chance against Brendan Schaub.
No.
There's no chance.
I've gone back and forth on this because we have talked about it outside of the pod. So I've gone back and forth in regards to how I feel about
this is a wild podcast, guys. We got kids crying, we got dogs barking, and we're still here. We're in the trenches right now in pink, cool ass, black and pink rash guards on a Halloween episode. It's a scary one.
So,
and we were talking about Brendan Schaub,
Nate Diaz. So, yeah, I've gone back and forth on this. I think that my initial thought was I'll be the first to admit I'm not a Brendan Schaub fan. So initially I had the kind of the hater perspective. And then I talked to you a little bit and kind of softened my heart a bit. And I started to think about it. I'm like, no, he stood up for his boy. But then I kind of went back and forth and I'm like, some things don't need to be posted online. Like, I think Brendan Schaub is a content whore, and I think he posts everything on the internet. And sometimes I think it's too much. And I don't know how much you know about like the drama with him and Bobby Lee and Bobby Lee's ex and whatnot. Like, that became way too much personal drama that was broadcast to the world that didn't need to be, in my opinion. But I think that's just his personality. And I'm not a fan of that. Now, from a friendship standpoint, I get him getting emotional about his friend. Do I think he should have talked about it on the internet? Maybe. No. Maybe talk about it with a therapist or family member or somebody like that, or some other friends.
You think you would tell Shane, hey, can I talk about this on that?
Yeah, but it's like, what would be the point? You know what I mean? Like, if it's like, hey, the episode that I talk about this, all the money, all the revenue that I get from that episode, I'm going to donate to you. Would be maybe if he's doing something like that and we don't know it, then by all means, I get it. You know what I mean? I'm going to use this as a topic. Everything I make off this episode's going to you. That kind of a thing. Cool. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's the case, or if he mentioned it or didn't mention it. If he is doing that, isn't doing it. I don't know. And in the same regard, when Nate calls him out on that, then from a man standpoint, it's like, we're both fighters. We can fucking do this. It's a little, remember, you've seen the meme, I'm sure, of where the guy calls out, who's the redheaded, Paul Felder? Where the guy's like, the guy on Twitter's like, you fucking suck. And Paul Felder's like, come say that to my face. And the guy's response is, you'll whoop my ass. And Paul Felder's like, that's actually fair. You know what I mean? Like,
fair assessment.
So it's like, Paul recognized like, hey, this is a civilian. I'm not going to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, this guy's talking shit. I'm going to, man to man, I'm going to square up with him. And then he realizes like, I'm a trained fighter. This guy recognizes that he's just a simple man, and I will whoop his ass. And, he can't even be mad at him for that, But in this case, they're both fighters. And Brennan was like, I'm not out of shape, bro. Like, we're probably not all that far off from weight. You know what I mean? Like, walk around weight. Like, I'm walking around at about 240. You're probably walking around at about 215, 220. So let's just fucking have a grappling match. You know what I mean? You're you're a black belt and self-proclaimed like baddest dude in jiu-jitsu in the UFC. I'm legit. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be a punching fight. Right. Let's go to your wheelhouse. I'll come to your specialty and I'll whoop your ass there.
But like I'm saying, it wasn't like Brendan was asking for it. Nate started it.
I agree. No, I agree.
So it's like he called out, like Brendan was going to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Brendan was
and
just
he's right.
responding. Yeah.
Nate has made more money than 90% of all the fighters,
Right.
which is true.
And I will say too, if Nate, like, let's say this, Nate said it publicly on social media. So if Nate just texts Brennan, you fucking pussy, that's a different thing. If Brennan then broadcast it, you know, shared the text message screenshot and then went on, then I would have more of an issue with it. Like, you know, again, this took me a lot of time to kind of process. But
If Wiltse comes out and starts shitting on that podcast on his stories,
right.
By all means, thanks for the pub. Secondly, we deserved it. We talked about him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's public now. So it's like, whatever. But like, so yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, that'd be cool. And the whole Bobby Lee thing, maybe that was true. Okay. But I also think a lot of these podcasts, these cliquey comedian podcasts, I think it's a whole wrestling shoot. And I think they're like, hey, we're gonna, it's like us with the BJJ Fanatics podcast or whatever other jiu-jitsu podcast that we start talking smack on them.
Right.
And then they talk smack on us like, oh my God, what are they going to say? And we're kind of using each other as like a fake, like beef.
Right.
The build ratings. I feel like that whole thing. Like
yeah,
he went on there. He went on the Bad Friends podcast as a guest and was like talking about it. And then like they're back and forth. And I'm like, they're calling on I'm like, this seems too WWE to me. Maybe my whole life is WWE lens. I'm like, you guys are helping each other build each other. This is like this is a shoot. This is not this is a work. This is not a shoot fight. Right.
Yeah. No, I could totally see that as well. To finally dive into some jiu-jitsu content other than Wiltse news. I saw this article.
Rumor has it Wiltse has no legs.
He's just a floating torso.
I have not seen that guy roll or move his bottom half in 3 months, dude.
I saw this article on Facebook because I am also old, and I dropped it in the little doc here. So a recent controversy over a purple belt seminar offer sparks debates about the value of rank in jiu-jitsu. So it's a BJJ purple belt faces online backlash.
Hey man, you can make some money, dude. Like, hey, if a blue belt wants to throw a seminar and people want to pay for it,
right?
Hey man, it's America, dude.
So, because he's definitely coming out to kill us now. Jet Thompson.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm tired of doing push-ups, dude.
Purple belt, but he does seminars. I think he might be a brown now, but he does seminars. He's not a black belt. He's doing seminars. But by all means, like, the guy's subbing world-class black belts. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I think that rank definitely matters, but I think that when you compete on like a worldwide stage like that like maybe it doesn't, again, like you respect the belt, but you don't fear it kind of a thing.
Right.
Kind of a mindset. So it's like, if you're that guy, then you're that guy. And I don't think that there's a rule that you can only do seminars if you're a black belt. You know what I mean? There's people that run schools that are their own schools that are purple belts, brown belts. So,
well, in the Midwest, there's not a lot of black belts.
Right.
So it's what happens. So you got to find, look at, if you're an elite wrestler,
right,
and you throw a freaking, but you just wrestled CGI or say CJI, sorry,
right.
Again, you could throw a takedown seminar.
Right.
Brandon Reed is a good jiu-jitsu guy, trains under Chewy. He's D1 wrestler, D2 or whatever, right. All-American. He freaking shows takedowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not? Like, you got a skill set. Eddie Bravo subbed
Hoyler as a brown belt.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up? Hoyler, right?
Yeah.
He subbed Hoyler and Rubber Guard was born, dude. Like, you got to capitalize on your moment. And if people want to pay money to watch you do that, as long as you have the blessing from your professor, like, yeah, man, make that money. Right. I don't see why it's a bad idea.
I agree.
We don't get mad when someone makes a t-shirt and sells it and they're not black belts.
No, I completely agree with you. And to touch on the wrestling thing as well, like, there's no belts in wrestling. And if let's say you've only wrestled for 3 years and you're a prodigy and you dominate these national competitions and you make the Olympic team in 3 years. I don't know if this has ever happened, but let's say hypothetically it does. Are you not allowed to go share the knowledge that you've made, or you've retained in those 3 years? You know what I mean? And all the systems that you've built and put together. So, and
I think it's dumb.
Right.
I think you should be able to make money.
Right. And there's a handful of people and that I'm aware of that have gone from white belt to black belt in under 4 years, because they're just that guy. And
we've done it at our gym. We had some 2 young phenom blue belts from Brazil come in, and it was just to help them out. There wasn't a seminar, so to speak, but they're like, so-and-so is going to show De La Hiva. He's really a De La Hiva or whatever, right?
Right.
Donations, please.
Yeah.
Help this kid out. You know what I mean? We've done that. I don't know, man. There's just a lot of money. There's a lot of money in this world.
Man, you've said this is on one of the first pods too. You're like, if you're a purple belt, you're a black belt at something. So maybe you've started to develop a system already at purple belt where you're, potentially winning worlds using that system or something like that. By all means, you might be a black belt level at that particular system. You're just not a complete picture that, that a black belt is expected to be. You know what I mean? You don't know how to do everything, at least in theory.
I wouldn't, generally wouldn't pay for a purple belt seminar. I've only been to 4 or 5 seminars in my life, and I've never even paid for a personal private. But no, I'm just saying, I'm not bragging, Kenny. I'm just saying I never have. I just not. It's just your boy's broke over here, or was. But I'm not gonna. I'm just never this didn't have the money. You know what I mean? But so I just. But yeah, make your money, man.
Right, and we've talked about seminars in the past too. How it's
I'm sweating in this rash guard right now. God damn.
You're paying to essentially hang out with this person that may be of celebrity status in your sport. You know what I mean? You go to a Gordon Ryan seminar, there's nothing you're going to learn at that seminar that's going to change your jiu-jitsu game overnight. You mean holy
you don't know what he's going to show either.
Right. So
that's the fear. When you're a higher belt and you go to a seminar, the fear is you pay to see something and the guy shows something you already know. You're like, damn.
Right. Yeah.
That sucks, dude. I already know that back take.
And we know that those seminars are usually, it's a tour for those people to travel. So if, I don't know, maybe this purple belt's using these seminars as a way to finance his competitive jiu-jitsu travels.
You want Oast Nation in Florida, Orlando, Disney World area. Let me know, dude. I'll go there, dude. I'll take pictures. Whatever, dude. You guys can sub me, all that good stuff, dude. It'd be great. I'll show you how my knee pops out. Look at pop in, pop out. It'd be good times.
Matt has an apology.
I want to apologize to the ladies. Okay. And this has been told to me 4, 5, 57 times. I use the word female, and and I'm sorry, girls. I didn't know that was offensive. I just thought that's what you were. I'm a male, you're a female.
Right.
Would make fire. I don't know. I no disrespect 100% from the bottom of my heart. When I didn't know, putting you guys in a category as females was a disrespectful thing. Even you're I heard you say episode 3 and I was like, ooh, that's going to cause some flack here. Good thing we're in episode 3. But I didn't know. I literally mean nothing ill of it. I literally call you guys women.
Yeah. It's interchangeable.
What am I supposed to say? Women?
Yeah. I think
women's class, men's class. Rolling with the man, rolling with the women. Rolling the males, rolling with the females. That's over.
Right.
It's the last time.
The end of an era.
The male end, the male end, the woman end. That's it. I'm never saying the word female again.
Yeah, the female era is over.
But seriously, I do apologize. I didn't know that was offensive. Some people were like, I had a girl go, love your podcast, even though you refer us to as females. I'm all, okay. What are you? Like I'm sorry. Like I really am sorry. So I apologize. I'm not saying I promise I'm not going to do it again. Because I'm always one take.
Right.
On my stuff. But I'm going to make an assertive effort to not say the word female again.
Why do some women get jealous when their man trains jujitsu with women?
Yeah. So your girl doesn't train jujitsu. And then I've had guys be like, I can't grapple with a girl. My wife will be mad. Or I can't take a picture in the team photo with a girl. My wife will be mad.
They're like conscious about who they're standing next to.
Right. The photos. I'm like, dude.
Well, that sounds like you got a marriage issue, not a fucking.
Like, I just don't want to, or like, they'll be like, I just don't want to disrespect my wife. I'm like,
I don't think it's disrespectful. Are you doing something disrespectful? I mean, if you're training,
where's your mind at in your training?
Right. If training jujitsu with a woman is disrespectful to your wife, then training jujitsu with a man is disrespectful to your wife, because then that would be gay. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? It's the exact same thing. It's just jujitsu. I'm not playing just the tip.
I heard like that one saying that you got to be really gay to hook up with a man, because women's got buttholes too. See, I said women's. Look at that. I said women's, Kenny. I didn't say it. Did you hear me? Fuck yes, dude.
You just got promoted to blue belt. Gender
women's. That's not even a word. I said women's. I can't even say, EF males anymore.
Yeah.
Like I had to women's. The women's out here. Oh shit. No, but like, yeah, if your girl's jealous of you at jiu-jitsu, then, she's just probably envious that you are getting along with somebody who's got a hobby that you like, and she's not a part of the hobby you like. She doesn't like it.
Yeah. I would say that's that you got bigger issues than who you're rolling with. My wife doesn't do jiu-jitsu, and she's not jealous. If I rolled with one of the women at my gym, she wouldn't care. You know what I mean? Like, she knows.
I roll with women's all the time.
Yeah.
Got a hurt leg over here. They're the ones that I can roll without my leg completely like not hurting right now. So this comes with it.
We got one more topic too. This is the Aiga checkmat domination. Checkmat going to the world finals of Aiga, and that's in like Kazakhstan or some shit like that.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Nogi? What's going on? Hey, Nogi. Hey, what's going on? What's up with all these gi guys?
A whole team of them.
A whole team of gi guys is coming in and winning a no-gi tournament.
Yeah. Francisco
Come on.
Lowe,
Hey.
Dory.
All I'm saying, and even in CJI, a gi guy made it pretty freaking far. It's like what I've been saying, that like gi translates over well to no-gi. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying that these guys in Checkman team don't train no-gi, because they do all the time.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, at the foundation, Checkmat is a gi school. And we dominated.
This has been a topic that we've touched on the last 3 or 4 weeks. So it just kind of proved our point without us having to prove a point.
Yeah. Those guys are all freaking good too, like Dory and Mateus. And insane, dude. Mateus was a blue belt when I was a brown belt. Luna.
Yeah.
The Luna twins were blue belts when I was a brown belt. And I couldn't pass their guard then. I was like, oh, these guys are special. Punch was like, drive them around. They didn't speak no English. Like, so my buddy be driving around, picking them up for the gym. Like, they're just insane. Now they speak English.
I know.
They learn English faster than I learned jiu-jitsu, dude.
I would say English is arguably harder. Questions. We got questions.
These questions are brought to you by RollPay.
So Big Steve Q says, as a big, I fucking hate gi. I love no gi, but should I continue with gi just to collect the belts?
Steve, you should do whatever the hell you want to do, my man. It's your life. You only live once. You know what I mean? You only get so much a lot of time to train with work and family and life. But it just sounds like you're probably a wrestler and you like wrestling and you don't like the grips. And if it's just the grips are frustrating you in jiu-jitsu, then you just need to learn how to fight with the grips, because training gi, I believe, does make you better at no gi. So use it as a tool just to get your no gi even sharper, especially defensively.
I would say too, it depends on what's your plan with jiu-jitsu. Do you just want to be the baddest guy? If that's the case, then fuck the belts. Just keep training. You know what I mean? Like if the belts, if being the baddest guy is the thing, like the belts don't mean you're the baddest guy. You know what I mean?
No.
So if that doesn't, if having the prestige of the belt because you want to open a school someday or something like that, if that doesn't exist, then it should be a non-factor and just continue to train what you enjoy or possibly switch to a no-gi school that does belt no-gi. You know, there's a lot of people, all the Tin Planet do, Victory MMA does. So they're out there. If that's
let's
just
play some role. Let's do a little role play, not role pay. That's different, but role play. I'll fuck that up. Yeah, we'll do some role play, Kenny. You're Big Steve, okay? You only like no-gi. You're a white belt, okay? And we're just hanging out at work. Hey, what's up, Steve?
What's up?
So you train jiu-jitsu?
I do.
Oh yeah? What belt?
Oh, I do no-gi. We don't have belts.
So you're a white belt?
No, there's no belts in no-gi.
So I'm like the same belt as you?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, cool. Now, if that pisses you off, Steve.
Yeah, no. Or hey, come to class. Let's go see where you're at.
Yeah, I used to wrestle in high school.
Yeah, cool.
We're probably pretty even.
Yeah, come to class. Let's see. Let's see how even we are.
Yeah. And scene. Now, Steve, if that would piss you off because your work friends will do that shit.
Yeah.
Then yeah, belt up, brother. Because then you're like, I'm a blue belt, I'm a purple belt. Oh, they don't have to say, oh, I'm a white belt too.
Yeah,
just get that shit all the time.
Just
5-year white belt.
One of your work buddies into coming to class that's roughly your size, so you're not beating up on a little. Wreck his shop and send him back to work telling all the tales.
Oh yeah, okay, here's a rule. If you have a work friend coming to try jiu-jitsu for the first time, you have to smoke that dude.
Yeah.
Because you're like, is he going to sign up and stay? Probably not. Is he going to be at work on Wednesday? Probably, because he's not going on Tuesday. I'll tell you that, because he's going to be that fucked up. So you better send him back so he knows, hey, I went to jiu-jitsu one time with Matt. That shit's insane. That's what you want. I have a guy from work coming to train tomorrow.
Somebody that
I'm going to be nice. But I'm different, though. I'm instructor. I'll be nice. I have nothing to prove. Well, but if I was like a purple belt, I'm like, oh, you're getting fucked up.
Breaking them in. We got Hapa Punisher. Best way to mitigate hand soreness. Is taping supposed to help? Taping helped me. Tell my hand stuff.
A lot of people tape. I tape my wrist when I hurt my wrist. Finger tape. Your boy's lazy, dude. Yeah. Your boy's lazy. I'm lazy. I don't even like I want to play video games and I'll see the remote, the controller by the TV, and I don't want to get off the couch to go get it. Okay. Your boy's lazy. So taping is just too tedious of a time, like for me to want to just have to do all this prep before I roll.
And if you don't tape right, it just comes off in the first round anyway.
The one hack is the best hack I've ever thought of. This will save your hands. If you're a spider guard player, lasso player, heavy grip guy.
Pistol grip.
You get the biggest pasta pull pot you have in your kitchen. You fill it full of ice water. And after your training, you stand there, you just put your hands in the ice water. 15, 20 seconds at a time, pull it out. It burns like a bitch.
Oh,
15, 20 seconds. Yeah. For your fingers.
Yeah.
You know what, Kenny? I know. I owe you guys fucking titties in the water, okay?
Oh, like, that reduces inflammation and helps with recovery. And
yeah, but I mean, your fingers are hurting, dude. My body's not hurting after jiu-jitsu. Just my legs and my hips and my back and my neck,
I feel a lot of people too, when I do with jiu-jitsu, a lot of people I see that smoke their hands they're just death gripping every single thing. You know what I mean? They don't know how to just like keep a loose grip on something and tighten down when there's, a fight. They're just like, they grab the collar and they're just fucking white knuckle the whole time grabbing the collar. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, no wonder
if your hand is straight, that's the problem. If you can turn it in, you have the collar.
Use your wrist.
Use your wrist a little more. It's more on the bicep rather than just straight grip breaking like that.
Right.
Punch in, twist, and you have more of a I'm just doing this on the camera. Jesus. You have more of a, you have more of a.
Turn that into a GIF.
The guy's in a pinky, just jerking it. Oh my God. Go to YouTube to see that one. That was embarrassing. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. Will Ferrell. Talladega Nights.
The SoCal Migs, other than martial arts, what professional sport could you see you guys doing and why?
I was a basketball guy growing up my whole life. I'm a diehard Yankee fan. Very sad right now. And I probably have the body for football, but never played it down.
I know.
So I probably would say basketball would be probably the one I'd probably been done best, but I'd probably say I'm better at jiu-jitsu than I ever was at basketball.
I would say, I mean, if he's saying, I mean, if we're going off a technical
MMA, maybe
I would say wrestling.
Wrestling.
But if we're going to count wrestling as a martial art, then because he's saying other than martial arts, then I would say, I don't know, man. I don't watch any sports.
Kenny, adult films. It's a sport.
There's sport fucking and then there's fucking on camera.
Browser's house. I don't know what that is, honey. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. I just heard that somewhere. You didn't hear that from me. This rash guard is tight.
Not thinking clearly. I liked baseball when I was a kid, but I can't hit for shit. So I don't know, man. I probably wouldn't. Maybe just working out.
Breakdancing, Kenny.
CrossFit?
CrossFit is not a sport, man. Not a sport to me. Working out fast, it's not a sport.
Yeah. Poor workouts with a timer.
They're in shape. They're strong. We got some CrossFit guys in the gym. Those guys don't get tired. I'll give them that. You guys win when it comes to exercise, but that shit is not a sport.
What's the fucking the quote from Eastbound and Down when he's talking about doing triathlons? You ever do triathlons, Kenny? He's like, no, I'm not trying to be the best at working out.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it for questions, brother.
Guys, I want to say that we're going to PGF, okay? And before we aim for the bushes, we're going to PGF. We are now monetized on YouTube, so thank you guys for that. Mm-hmm. We hit that last week, and we appreciate that very, very much. We're going to go live on the drive up to PGF, and we're going to just talk to you guys. Super chat's going to be open. You can send us money so we can have fun in Vegas. We told our wives no fun. So we're all business and we're just going to have a great time. So, we're going to go live and it'll be fun. And we're going to do a lot of content, like behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. So if there's tiers on the YouTube that you're going to be able to see that stuff. Like if you really, really want to like get some behind the scenes stuff, so.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to, while we're there, record as much behind the scenes stuff at PGF as I can. And then I'm going to just do kind of like little, I don't know, 10 to 15 minute kind of shorts. Like, this was day one, this was day two. And I'll post those to the YouTube, but those are going to be behind the subscriber paywall. So if you want access to those. Or you want to,
like if I'm kicking a bum in the nuts.
Yes. Oh, that's going to be tier
paywall.
3. That's tier 3 paywall right there.
That's paywall, baby. Yeah. But I'm trying to get in there.
So
that's a promise.
You know what? When you're donating to the super chat, tell us what you want to do with it. Obviously, Matt doesn't drink. I'm not a big drinker myself. If you say this is going towards the kicking the guy in the nuts fund, by all means, the more money that we're able to persuade this guy with to let Matt kick him in the nuts, I'm sure.
There's one thing I would never. What's one thing you would in Vegas besides obviously we're not cheating on our wives, and so that's not a thing. But one thing in Vegas, Kenny, that we would normally never do, but a certain pay we would do.
I don't know.
Bungee jump.
Ooh, that scares the shit out of me. Not from like I'm afraid of heights. I don't trust fucking rubber bands.
Who does?
Yeah, that's fucking.
I'm 250, bro. I don't trust rubber band.
Yeah, Yeah, maybe. Skydive. I wouldn't skydive.
I wouldn't skydive.
Yeah,
I don't want to go high.
Yeah,
I don't want to get high. I don't want to go high. But yeah, whatever, man. Think of ideas.
Yeah. Let us
rent
know.
those. What about that speedway out there? Rent race cars, dude.
Yes, that
would be sick.
I hear they have a pretty dope gun range out there where it's like a there's like a restaurant inside of it. They have like you can rent like fully automatic weapons.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, we just go rent machine guns and just go off in the range.
Hell yeah. Go to Thunder Down Under.
Just fuck
in no-gi kits. You get us enough money, guys. We'll go down there.
Slides in a level black kit.
Chippendales. We're just out there, dude. We'll pop 2 blue chews and we'll see who's lying. And that's the open. You thinking what I'm thinking, brother?
Fucking aim for the bushes.
Aim for the bushes. My name is Matt Nation BJJ. This is Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. Follow us on our socials. Follow us on YouTube. Thanks. We're monetized. We're making money. We made, I'm not going to say, but it's a lot. Follow us.
$4.85.
Boom. Follow us on TikTok. I'll post something, Kenny won't. To all the men and the women's out there, much love. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be on our way to PGF. Oh.